guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Life with Caro or Carolina. Today I'm going to be doing my labor and delivery story video plus a few C-section recovery tips on what helped me recover faster from a C-section. So as you guys know, or if you haven't seen my first video, I talked about my 3-month postpartum and baby update, and on that video I mentioned that I actually got an emergency C-section. So I'm going to tell you guys on this video a little bit more about my delivery story. So just keep watching and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Okay, so just before I start telling you guys about my actual labor and the delivery, I just want to quickly mention a little bit about my pregnancy. So overall, I had a really good pregnancy. I didn't get high blood pressure. I didn't get gestational diabetes. We didn't have any genetic disorders that we need to worry about or anything like that. So I was a pretty healthy person going into my pregnancy. One of the only things I did get while I was pregnant was morning sickness, which everyone will get morning sickness. Within the first few weeks I didn't have morning sickness, but then I got it at like about a month. And then I actually went out of town and I still had it. When I came back, I had to get a prescription from my doctor for nausea medicine because I just couldn't keep anything down. It was safe for the baby and everything. So I actually didn't end up taking it because my morning sickness just randomly stopped, like from one day to the next day, which I've heard that could happen. So when that happened to me, I was just so relieved. If you're pregnant right now and you have really bad morning sickness, talk to your doctor. They could prescribe something that's going to be safe for you and the baby. The second thing that I did get was swollen feet. Oh my god. My feet towards the end were so swollen. If you have swollen feet, just get like a bigger pair of shoes that are like really cheap. Like you're only going to use them for a month and then you'll be done with your pregnancy. Other than the morning sickness and the swollen feet, I was perfectly fine. So my original due date was February 6th and I got induced February 3rd, and I went to the hospital with my boyfriend, and we got there around like almost 7 in the morning. And they started, they were quick. As soon as I got checked in, changed and everything in the room, the nurse came in and started Pitocin. From the time that she started there around 7:30 until about 2:30, I'm gonna say, I was fine. I didn't have any pains. I didn't have contractions or anything. I was perfect. And I was like, yes, this is gonna be a good labor. I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet him. I was really nervous, obviously, but I was just so excited. I finally was going to be able to see him. After 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock, my doctor came in and she was like, hey, things aren't kind of speeding up the way we want to. Let's go get started and speed up the process. So she was like, I'm going to break your water. And I was like, what? I was so scared because I know once your water breaks, that's it. Contractions start coming, you start feeling more pain and everything. So I was just so anxious. I was like, oh my god, I was so anxious. So she broke my water and it hurt a little bit, but it wasn't anything crazy. It's just when the bag popped, it felt so weird. It was clear and it was really warm, really warm. And then once she did that, once she broke my water, that's when everything started rolling. So I started getting more pain, couldn't walk around as much like I was in the beginning. So one of the nurses came, she gave me some pain medicine because I didn't want to get an epidural yet. So after that first pain medicine, a few hours after, the pain was just so strong that I was just I need an epidural, I just need the epidural. I ended up getting the epidural. It was fine, it wasn't super painful. I was more in pain because of the contractions. So I was trying to concentrate because they tell you don't move. After the epidural, I was better. I still was in pain, but not as much pain. Finally at 12 a.m. I finally had dilated to 10 centimeters. So we were all so excited. We're like, yes, this is it. We're gonna get to meet him. And then by that time I was so tired. I didn't have anything in my stomach. I was so tired from being up all day, because even if you try to rest, you can't. Nurse came in, she was like, okay, yes, we're gonna start showing you the pushing techniques and what you need to do, and then we're gonna start pushing. I was like, perfect, yes. But I was pushing and nothing was happening. 2 hours passed and nothing. Like, I was still pushing. So around, I'm gonna say like almost 3, that's when the doctor was like, you know what, like nothing is happening, we're gonna have to go ahead and do an emergency C-section. Plus the baby was kind of in distress, so you know, they just wanted to go ahead and get him out because it had already been a few hours. So they were just like, you know what, let's just go ahead and do the C-section. I was devastated because I knew, you know, a C-section could happen, but since my pregnancy was so great and my labor had been okay, like from the, you know, from the beginning, I didn't go in there thinking, oh yeah, you're probably gonna get a C-section. No, unless you schedule to get a C-section yourself, don't go in with the mentality that you're gonna have to get a C-section. So when she told me that, I was like so devastated. The thing that sucked the most was at the last maybe 30 minutes or 20 minutes, they turned off the epidural because they didn't think I was pushing where I was supposed to be pushing. I felt everything because the epidural had turned off. So by that time I was already 10 centimeters and I felt everything. It was like the worst pain in the world. Oh my God, it was so painful. So they finally took me to the operating room, the OR, gave me the anesthesia, like the medicine they have to give me to numb me. It was already like almost 3 in the morning. Like I had been in labor from like 7:30 in the morning until like 3 in the morning. So I'd been in labor all day, so I was exhausted. I was so tired. I didn't have anything to eat. I barely slept, so I was just exhausted. When I went to the OR, so Harold came with me, my boyfriend, and honestly, I don't remember everything that happened in there because of the medicine that they gave me. I was kind of like in and out, like it's kind of a blur, but I remember something, so I don't remember 100% everything that happened in there. I do remember, you know, getting the medicine and then the nurse telling me that, you know, it's really strong and since I hadn't eaten anything, I'm probably gonna like throw up, which I did. I thought I only had thrown up like when I was there like 2 or 3 times, but my boyfriend actually said I threw up about 5 or 6 times just because that medicine is so strong. And I didn't have anything in my stomach. I only had eaten like Jello and like a popsicle and then like, you know, ice strips. So I remember when, you know, they took Mateo out, I didn't see it, but I remember like seeing Harold like kind of get up and like look, because they asked him like, oh, do you want to look? And then he did, and then they took him to do all the tests and like clean him up and everything. And then I remember when they were cleaning him up, like I just fell back right back to sleep. And then I remember when they were cleaning him up, I heard him cry and I like woke up and I was like, oh my God. But I was so exhausted that I just like went back to sleep. Like they took me into the recovery room. I finally got to hold Mateo and it was like the best feeling in the world. Recovering from a C-section was hard. Even getting up was so painful and getting back onto the bed was so painful. I needed help to shower, I needed help to like go to the bathroom, I needed help to change, I needed help to get Mateo up, and a few tips that I did to help me recover faster for the C-section. The number one thing, like number 1, is to walk. I know it's gonna be painful, but just walk. Even if you have to walk from in your room from one corner to the other corner, do it. That's what I did, and I'm pretty sure that's one of the things that helped me recover much faster is keep taking your medicine, your pain medicine. So they'll give you a stool softener and they'll give you ibuprofen or another like stronger pain medicine. I only had to take the ibuprofen, which I believe it was like ibuprofen 600. So even if you think you're like, okay, I'm really good, like I don't need to take my medicine, just keep taking them. One of the nurses actually recommended that way I could just keep taking my medicine even if I feel better. He woke up, so I had to bring him in the video. But you guys don't mind because he's so cute, right? Yes? Oh my baby. Okay, so another thing that did help me out a lot was having one extra person in the hospital with me, because you know you're still trying to recover from the C-section at the hospital, which there are nurses and stuff there, but it was like we needed 2 people because we needed one person to help me get out and in a bed, or if I needed to use the bathroom or if I needed to shower. And then we needed another person to watch Mateo. So if you can have an extra person with you in the room if you have a C-section, that's great if you do. If you don't, there's nurses there that'll also help you. So just make sure you you talk to the nurses and you ask for help because they're there. That's what they're there for. They're there to help you. They're there to make sure that you're doing well and that the baby's doing well as well. Don't push yourself too hard when you're finally back at home. You're still gonna need some help because the first few days you're still gonna be recuperating, and ask for help. Get some sleep. So they always say, like, when your baby's sleeping, you should be sleeping, which is so true. I mean, you're exhausted from labor and delivery. You're exhausted from having to take care of a newborn because they have to eat usually every 2 hours, every 2 or 3 hours. When the baby's sleeping, you should be sleeping. Even if it's for an hour, take advantage of that hour that you have to sleep. Don't do like housework or chores around the house. Like, you don't need to be doing that. You need to focus on getting better and caring for your infant. Just take care of yourself. Don't force yourself too hard, even if you think that you're better. But yeah, I know it's gonna be hard in the beginning because when you're at the hospital, you're probably gonna be thinking like, how am I supposed to do this with a baby? How am I supposed to do this when I get home? Which is what I was thinking. I'm so blessed to have my family in my life who was willing to help. Having that help in the beginning, I think that's helped me out a lot with not getting postpartum depression. But yeah, I'm so thankful for them. If you guys have any specific questions that you want to ask me, you can just ask me in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye.